After you cut out the leaf discs, you have to put them into the syringe and then put the plunger back into the syringe without damaging the discs.
So you put the tip in the solution until it's about halfway and the leaf disc should float. So you flip it upside down and push out the air.
It's not air.
Yeah, it is.
It's water. I got it.
Yeah, see the air's coming out. And there we go. And it's all water now. So you seal the tip of the syringe using your index finger of your hand and hold tightly. Pull back on the plunger, creating a partial vacuum within the syringe, like so. It can be pretty tough sometimes. And you will see bubbles coming from the edge of the leaf disc. Hold for a count of 10 and release the tip of the finger. So that's probably 10 seconds. Boom. Some of the discs should sink, as you see right now. And then you keep repeating it until all your discs have sank.
We don't have to show us doing it all the time.
So all of your leaf discs should sink to the bottom after 1 to 3 tries.
After all of the discs have sunk, you want to get all of the discs and the solution into one small clear cup.
It's all gonna fall out.
What over the cup then?
Oh yeah, because glycolysis produces 2
I knew we shouldn't have done it that way. Alright, and that's how you do it.
After all of the spinach discs are in the cup, this is what it should look like.
So you divide the 2 of them evenly beyond these 2 cups.
Then you need to divide the solution half and half into each cup.
There's a little bit more there.
It's really good, Kylie.
And if your discs float, if any of them are floating, take them out, and so your experiment is accurate. Cover one of the cups with foil, but loosely, because you're gonna have to take it off every minute. So you loosely cover one of the cups with some aluminum foil, and then you bring over the other cup and put it under the light, like so. Every minute, you will check if anything's floating over there and if anything's floating under the aluminum foil. And you do this process for an entire 18 minutes. Take for precaution, watch your cup so it doesn't melt from the light. Nothing's floating yet. And after a minute over here, nothing seems to be floating yet. So after a couple minutes, we've got our first floater. And you can't see it from that angle, but it's floating right there, coming up. After right that, there are a couple more coming up right after. And this is at 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Nothing seems to be floating up over here. 5 minutes, we have more floating up. There are only a couple left on the bottom. And let's go check the other ones. These don't seem to be floating yet. All still on the bottom. 18 minutes of the light cup you put it in a cabinet for overnight. Make sure you turn off the lights afterwards so you don't burn out the bulbs. Place them in the trash.
Put the
Dry
leaf disc-
dry and wash the cup and the spoon, and make sure you do not put the leaf disc down the sink because it'll clog the drain. You will also clean the syringes out so someone else doesn't have to deal with your mess. After you dry everything off, you put it back into the bin and throw away the tinfoil. And make sure you clean up the table afterwards so you don't leave a mess.
Tweezers.
Oh my goodness. Make sure you don't leave anything out and put everything back after you use it. So here we are, and we're gonna check back in with our cup. Our cup seems to have changed greatly. All of the leaf discs have sank to the bottom, and the water appears to be a bit greener, if I do say myself. Do you think so?
I do think so as well.
Yes.
This is after a day overnight.
I think this is, it went through photosynthesis, that's why the leaf discs floated up in the first place. And as you put it in the dark for overnight, it goes through cell respiration, and they don't have as much oxygen left, and they sink to the bottom. And don't forget to wash this cup out. You don't want to leave anything behind.